I'd like to welcome all the folks that drove from near and far to be with us today. Specifically, Mayor Mitchell is here today. Bob Kazera, our state representative. Where's Bob? There he is. Tony Cabral also is here. Steve Martins, the president of the New Bedford City Council, is here with us. Our city councilor as well in this district. Nancy Snyder, from the president of Commonwealth Corporation, is here with us today, as well as Rob Duncan, who's here, who's our main contact throughout this process. Glad to have you here today. The folks from the Economic Development Council, Angela Johnson's here. Matt Morrissey apologizes, as well as Derek Santos. They both had to scoot out to another meeting. Len Coriarty is here from the Workforce Investment Board. Where's Len? There he is. And some other folks from BCC, as well as Harvey Aronoff. Where's Harvey? There he is. Harvey, who is our consultant from BCC, and integral in training and consulting, both hats, helping us through the 8 or 9 month process. And of course, all of our great employees from Darnett here. Welcome to everybody today. I gave the tour a few minutes ago to the folks that had never been here, so I want to just quickly thank all of you for being here and for letting me tell you a little bit more about what Darnett does and how we've been able to grow our business with the help of Commonwealth Corporation and the state of Massachusetts. The Commonwealth Corp has been partnering with us, and together with BCC, we were able to work directly with our workforce at all levels to make sure that we were most efficient in all areas of our business, whether it was in the refurbishment side or the warehouse and distribution side. We were able to train all of our employees to think a little differently when work comes in the house. How do you think about it when work comes in that is of this type? And how do you think when it's of this type? And it's been great because it's enabled them to be the go-getters when a project comes in, instead of trying to look for myself or my dad when it comes to divvying up the work and figuring out the best way to handle it. So I think those are the keys to the training process that we went through, and the keys to successful business here in New Bedford. Without this fund, we probably wouldn't be in the position that we're in today. I think that it's extremely important that the Commonwealth Corp and the state of Massachusetts does what they do to give these funds, and in giving these funds to other corporations throughout the city, as well as the state, to help us grow. They're investing in people like our people and people at other businesses here in the city. As I mentioned, you know, we bought this building 4 years ago and been able to expand the business in many different directions, as many of you saw. And that wouldn't be possible without the help from the mayor's office, as well as the economic development office and the other folks, the dignitaries here in the room. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening here in this part of town. We're excited to be here because we have this Riverwalk that is going to be developed hopefully in the fall, that's going to create a lot of buzz up here in the north end of New Bedford, as well as some other projects that we've been working on with economic development. So we're very excited to be in this part of town, very excited to be part of Commonwealth Corporation's funding, and hopefully if you have any other questions for me and the business later, I'll be more than happy to answer. Without any further ado, we're very excited to have the mayor here. Our new mayor, Mayor Mitchell, hasn't seen our operation yet. I'm very excited to show him around. Without any further ado, Mayor Mitchell.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. So Jeff, this is yet another event which I've been introduced as the new mayor, and I am still the new mayor. It hasn't even been 6 months yet, but I can tell you it feels like a long time at this point. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. This is a terrific event, and it highlights the kinds of things that can be accomplished when government, in many of its facets, many agencies at many levels, along with the private sector, work well together toward common goals. Let me first of all congratulate you, Jeff, on not only seeing it that way, but also your hard work in building a successful company right here in New Bedford. You are a true leader in Greater New Bedford, not just New Bedford itself, but in Greater New Bedford, and building up a company, employing folks with good jobs and good wages, and I think your success is going to continue to build on itself. Let me recognize some of our partners here. I know that Secretary Goldstein couldn't be here, but her office is represented here today. Greg Fried is here from her office. Nancy Schneider from Commonwealth Corporation. Really appreciate your contributions to this effort. Nancy, you'll have a moment to talk about that in a moment, but we really do appreciate all the hard work and your coming down here today. Our state legislative delegation, Bob and Tony, who've been at this for an awfully long time and have recognized throughout their long careers that job training really is an important component in moving our economy, our local and regional economy forward. So, they are sticking with it, have stuck with it over the years, and it pays off in instances like this. Steve Martin's Ward 2 councilor and president of the New Bedford City Council has been a big proponent of job training. That's what he does when he's not wearing his city council hat. It's about career development. It's about lifting the skills of our local workforce to be competitive in a global environment. And Steve is a real champion of those efforts. Len Coriarty from the WIB, also a big part of our efforts here in the city and in the region, and making sure that we match skills with employee opportunities. Angela Johnson's here from the Economic Development Council. I know Derek Santos had to leave a moment ago, but and Matt couldn't make it, but we and city government work hand in hand with EDC all the time to make opportunities real for our city. This is an important day, and I appreciate that the employees of Darnet are here. You guys are working hard and turning out a good product that you should all be very proud of, and we're proud of you for doing it and doing it right here in New Bedford. One of the things that I wanted to highlight, and I'll be brief, is this is a very interesting metaphor to me. As I walked in here and took a look out the window and look out at the river, it's a terrific view, and Jeff is right. We will begin in the course of the next 6 months to build out the river walk, which I think will generate a lot of value in this part of town that is really growing economically. The opening just last week of, or the announcement of the opening last week of Upsource and other businesses that are looking to locate here. A lot's going on, but the image here is one that has been here for over 100 years. New Bedford, like many cities in the northeastern United States, had certain advantages at a certain period of time. They had rivers, they had waterways, mills set up along those rivers to manufacture first textiles and then garment later on that were exported across the world, and really enabled our city to grow from a whaling port to an industrial center and to be a real economic juggernaut through most of the 20th century. These advantages, the river being proximate to population centers, and having a large immigrant population, are not the same advantages that enable us to compete now. We have to look for other ways to compete. And what we're doing now, we're really operating in a global environment in which those small advantages have gotten smaller, in which physical place means less, and where know-how means an awful lot more. And what's accomplished through the hard work of the many agencies that are here is a lifting up of skills, a broadening of skills that everybody, no matter what their line of work is, whether you're the mayor, whether you're a CEO, whether you are a professional athlete, need to think about doing. Whatever your line of work is, in order to remain competitive, you need to grow out your skills, and it's a constant. It requires constant effort and constant focus. In order for a company like Darnet to be competitive on the global stage, it has to look for ways for everyone, from Jeff and to everyone else in the employ of Darnet, to grow their skills in their marketplace. And there's a role for government to play in that effort. And the Commonwealth recognizes that. The Patrick Murray administration recognizes that need to step in and help us improve ourselves so that we can compete against the likes of companies who are doing similar things in China and elsewhere. So it's with that recognition that, yes, we used to have this competitive advantage. It doesn't, being along a river, that it doesn't mean as much as it once did, but what's going on up here means an awful lot more. And we really appreciate the Commonwealth's recognizing that, putting its money where its mouth is in rolling out our skills so that we can be competitive. So with that, let me call Nancy up to talk a little bit about Commonwealth Corporation's role in this process. But as I said before, I think this is just another step in many steps that we in the city of New Bedford are taking in order to make New Bedford globally competitive. Nancy?
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell.
Thank you.
Well, it's a real pleasure to join you today representing Secretary Goldstein and the Patrick Murray administration. Secretary Goldstein sends her best regards, and I also want to thank our elected officials today, Mayor Mitchell, Representatives Cabral and Kazera for your leadership in workforce development programs, and Councilor Martins, who indeed does do this every day of his life, and our local partner, Len Coriati, as well. It's really wonderful to be here, and I want to thank Jeff Glassman and his family and all of the employees of Darn It for giving us a tour and for really being a great showcase for how the Workforce Training Fund can really make a difference in a company's business. The Workforce Training Fund is one of the key assets that the Commonwealth has to really support the competitive position of businesses, and we are working very hard to encourage companies to make use of it. And I think being able to showcase the way that you've made use of it is probably the best way to encourage other companies to do just what you did. We've made a lot of changes over the past year or so to the Workforce Training Fund to try to make it more user-friendly. We've streamlined a lot of the processes so that we can turn around applications more quickly. We have a rolling application so that businesses can apply when they're ready to apply. And we're very much trying to encourage smaller businesses to apply. And if they don't have the human resources capacity to be able to put something together, to join in a consortia with other businesses who have a similar skill need and work with workforce boards, career centers, community colleges, community-based organizations to put together an application. So we're very much looking for businesses to try to take advantage of this. The Workforce Training Fund is a great resource for businesses to be able to solve a business problem or be able to take advantage of a business opportunity. And what Darn It has done around lean manufacturing, around cross-functional communications, total continuous quality improvement is a great example of a company investing in systems and skills to reduce cost and improve productivity. We've also had a number of businesses that have used the Workforce Training Fund as a way of getting certifications and skills to be able to compete for new businesses. Darn It is a great example of the kind of company that is making it in Massachusetts with its resilience and innovation, really finding a niche that's very unique, and being able to both retain jobs in New Bedford and Massachusetts, but also create jobs in New Bedford and Massachusetts. And so we're very much honored to be able to partner with all of you to do that. I want to thank the employees. In addition to the education and training, they made some really delectable treats this morning that are really quite unbelievable. We look forward to continuing to partner with you. I also want to thank Bristol Community College, who's here, and Bristol's been very active down here working with businesses to generate a number of applications. And community colleges are a great resource for businesses, so I also want to thank you for that. We look forward to continuing to partner with you in your success. We hope that you'll invite us down as you continue to succeed and as the Riverwalk gets developed. So thank you very much for inviting us here today.
All right, once again, thank all of you for coming from near and far. Greatly appreciated. The last person to thank is my dad, of course. Darn It wouldn't be created unless we happened to shift gears and, change things in the early and mid-'90s. So thanks to you, Dad. And of course, to all of our employees who have been with us for how many years now? Many, many moons with my dad, my grandfather, and with us. So thank all of you for being a part of this organization. We are very excited to move forward with the Commonwealth Corporation and with the state with some additional funding that we've been discussing with them and with some projects going forward. Thanks again.